when I was in India, I went and studied abroad in India, and it was that's the only time I've been to a non, fully developed country. And one of the horrific things that I saw was there are a lot of beggars and beggar rings there. And the host that we had, who was guiding these bunch of American students as to what to do and what not to do, said, don't give to the beggars. They have their own little, they've cordoned off different areas. Sometimes and definitely don't give to children. And the reason is because the children often work for a beggar pimp who, then takes their money and whatever. If you do anything, just give them food. So I normally didn't give to beggars, and it's that you see beggars everywhere. You walk down the street, you'll see 3 beggars in 3 minutes. And I'm compassionate, and it really hurt my heart to see that. You talk about coming from Switzerland and America. I talk about coming from America and then seeing this stuff. You hear about it, you see it on TV, and when you see it, even when you're there in the midst of it, seeing kids on the riverbank, me seeing beggars, we don't live it. It's like we were talking about before with the politicians and the displaced workers. We see them, we're with them, we're not them though. We don't know what their experience is. So the horrific thing that I saw was a little, 6-month-old baby, 2-month, I don't know babies, 2-year-old baby crawling on the street with a woman who was sitting on the floor. And this street had cigarette butts, probably needles, dirt, water, like dirty water, a rickshaw going nearby, a cow nearby. And I saw them, okay, and they were going to be on my way back. They're near the place I was staying. I went and I got my food to go, like I normally do from this place. And I bought 2 meals this time, 2 to-go meals, one for me and one for them. And as I was going back, and I don't speak the language that the woman spoke, but I just gave her this bag of food. And to my great surprise, she held out her hand and had this fierce look in her eyes, asking me for the other. And I took it bad to begin with. I'm like, I just gave you this food and no one's giving you anything. And then I think more about it, and if she's got a baby to feed, or if she rented the baby, or what, I don't know what it is. I don't know what was going on there. But if you're in that position and you're desperate, you're gonna do stuff that's not cool, that's not savory. People aren't gonna like it. And I think there's a level of sympathy to be understood when it comes to judging their actions.
Right.
Whew.
It's certainly an experience, and it's obviously since then, my enjoyment of travel has continued, and I've visited a lot of places from around the world that have been extremely poverty-stricken. But I'll never forget that moment of just completely surprise and shock, that impact of that one moment. And poverty is obviously a difficult thing to deal with in general, and there's a lot of poverty that we can never understand what it's like unless we live it, and that's the case with the woman that was begging from you. We can't, unless you're in her position and you can see that this person has a lot and you have nothing, and you're desperate to get as much as you possibly can. You can see how that can happen. But you can never really understand it.
The thing is, too, if Alex and Jay were in that position, we might be doing this exact same thing.
Absolutely, no question. If I was in her position, she is better able to manage her ability than mine. I mean, honestly, I couldn't say that I would do any better. In fact, I'm quite positive I would do worse than her.